Okay, this is lab 3-2, Flux Lines. In it we've got a DC power supply over here. Sorry, we've got kind of a short angle here. So there's our DC power supply. This is going to output 30 amps regardless of the connected resistive load. Alright, we have a cord that we will plug into our lab bench. Okay, and we've got two polarity terminals here. Left one here is a negative. That's connected up through this cable heading over to a connection down below here. Then we got a straight magnetizing wire that goes to another terminal down below, and that returns to positive through this second cable. Okay, so purpose of this lab is to a magnetic field exists around any current carrying conductor. The strength of the field depends on the magnitude and current flowing, and the direction of the field depends on the direction of current. So we're going to explore our left-hand rules for conductors here. So we've wired it up. So I've got my negative heading over to here. Current will be flowing this way and then heading down back to positive here. So based on that, we should get a flux field that would be heading in a counterclockwise direction if I grab that conductor. Okay, based on our left-hand rule for conductors, which states that my thumb points in the direction of current, my fingers point in the direction of the flux field that would be generated. Okay, so we're going to do a couple things. We're going to hook up the power supply here, and then we're going to move a couple compasses around. All right, and just see how they react. Then they ask us to reverse the polarity, which we'll do, and then the last step would be to shake some iron filings on here and see how it reacts. So some of this I'm going to be doing holding the camera. So we'll just see how that goes. Okay, so first off I'm going to power it up. Okay, and we're seeing we've got a DC power supply coming on. So we should be okay. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to come over to with the camera. So here once again is our conductor. There's our DC power supply. Here's our connections down below. Okay, and what I'm going to do, because I've got current flowing in here, you can see that as, sorry, I'll get it like this. As I move it around, you're going to see that the compass is flowing, or is following the direction of flux. In other words, if we're doing it this way, white would be leaving north heading to south, so let's just follow that around. You'll see that the white stays the same direction the whole way, so it is going counterclockwise. Okay, that's my direction of flux field. Alright, so I'm going to power this down now. Okay, and what I'm quickly going to do, I'll just put the camera back down again, 1 second here. I'm just going to flip my polarities. Okay, so those lead polarities are flipped now. I'll pick the camera back up. And then, so what we should see, if I focus on that compass, it's sitting, it has no reaction at all with what's going on. Okay, so then when I power us back up here again, instantly it fires up again. Except now the red is pointing in this direction and the white is going in the opposite direction. So that tells me that now my left-hand rule for conductors, my current is heading up. Okay, sorry, that's kind of goofy to see. The current is heading up. That's a bit better. So my flux field is going in a clockwise format now, as we can tell here. Okay, so lastly, with this thing still energized, we're going to shake some iron filings and just see what happens. It's a fair amount there. And then I'm going to lightly tap it and you should see the flux field. Sort of spread them out a little bit there. So you can definitely see the flux field there. It doesn't actually give a direction. Let's get a little bit more sprinkles in this area here, if we can. That's a bit better. Okay, so you definitely see on the inside it's circular, okay? And if I were to power this down, and now I'll just start to bang it around, they just get quite random, okay? They don't possess a direction there, do they? Okay, but I fire it back up again. Instantaneously, with the tapping up there, we start to see that circular direction again. Okay, I'll just zoom in on that and see if we can actually focus a little bit more. All right, so it doesn't show us whether it's going clockwise or counterclockwise, but it does actually show the circle and the extended rings. You can see the concentration closer to the conductor, and then the distance between the flux lines increase or decreases, or sorry, I guess the distance between would increase the further away we get. Okay, so that's lab 3-2, flux lines. Okay.